Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. My name's GBay99. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Today is Sunday. It's a great Sunday. The Jaguars absolutely crushed the Ravens in London, so I'm in a fantastic mood. But anyway, today I want to make a video that is a little bit of an update video for you guys. I haven't done update videos in a really long time. I used to make them pretty frequently, and everyone hated them. And I get that. They're boring if you aren't that interested. I mean, my content already is not like the best in the world or anything, and I don't live some crazy lifestyle. So, you know, vlogs and update videos and that kind of stuff for me is not that interesting. I can understand that, but I haven't made one in a while, and there's been a lot that's gone on. So today I want to give you guys a little bit of a heads up on a lot of things that have been going on recently with me. Now, there's a number of things I wanted to talk about in this video, but let's just start off talking a little bit about my personal life. Because there's been a lot that's happened in the past couple of months. Number one, the biggest thing, if you cannot tell from where I am, I moved. I bought a house, actually, which is something that I've been working towards for like the past 3 years. And that is a lot of work. It's a lot of work to take. I knew it was going to be a lot of work. I'm not in over my head or anything, but there's a lot of things that you got to take care of when you're a homeowner. I mean, just cleaning the house and taking care of the lawn, the front and backyard, is that takes a lot of time every day, in addition to a bunch of weird things that I didn't even realize, because I obviously lived with my parents growing up and then lived in apartments, and there are weird things that you don't expect, like having to change an air filter for like those big rectangular things that like catch dust that you put in the air conditioning / heating. It's weird. It's just a bunch of weird little things that I never even realized I had to worry about like that. There's been a lot that's been going on with that, where also you can tell that I don't even have the entire place furnished yet. So there's a lot of things that have been keeping me kind of busy with that, in addition to the fact that I've also been just having a lot of other things taking up my attention, like the puppy, obviously, who's in the backyard right now, our little corgi that we got a number of months ago. And also I started seeing a girl. I don't want to go full gross gore and tell you guys, oh, she's the love of my life and she's so amazing and she's the one and yada, 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 right? I don't want to, for the most part, I think that keeping private relationships like that relatively private is a much better idea. But I have been very happy recently with her and I have a good feeling. But anyway, the reason I bring all of this up is because I do not have as much free time as I used to have before. And that sort of leads into what I want to talk about today. Namely that throughout the entire course of my YouTube career, quote unquote, there's been 3 things that I've tried to focus on, doing all of them full time. Firstly is obviously making YouTube videos. Secondly is streaming. And then third is just playing League of Legends and getting good, either maintaining a skill level of low to mid diamond or hopefully working on improvement and getting better. And recently, with all of these things that keep on popping up, I have not had enough time to continue doing all of them full time. And recently, I think it's starting to show. Like before, if I wanted to spend a day where I would have like a 16-hour work day, right? Where I would spend the first 8 hours of the day streaming and then the next 8 hours of the day making a YouTube video, I could do that and there wasn't really any ill effects from that. I could just sink a lot of time into working on stuff. But now as there's all these other things that I have to, just living on your own and not having your parents take care of you, having to go out and get groceries and clean everything yourself and mow the lawn and trim the hedges and go for walks with the dog and all that kind of stuff. There's just a lot of things that have been taking up time to a point where I think it's starting to affect my YouTube videos and everything else. I mean, all 3 things that I've been trying to do, I have been failing at miserably, I feel like. For instance, my rating in League of Legends, for those of you who haven't been watching our stream. Currently, as I'm making this video, I think I'm sitting at Diamond 570 LP. I dropped from Diamond 3 down to Diamond 5 after I spent like 2 weeks where the only League of Legends I would play would be for recording YouTube videos and then the occasional stream. Naturally, my skill plummeted and I am right back to where I was before I got coaching for the most part. So there's a lot of frustration in that area and not being able to spend as much time as I'd like to grinding games. In addition, streaming as well. I mean, I've been trying to focus a little bit on streaming lately with the weird YouTube demonetizing like half of my last 6 videos, which my last few videos I don't think have gotten hit with demonetization. So hopefully that's over and done with. But yeah, I mean, that whole thing, I've been trying to stream more often, and I've realized how bad of a streamer I've become. I get set off so easily by the chat. I play so poorly. I go on so many losing streaks and just have these depressing days, like once or twice a week, where I'm nothing but sad because I do nothing but lose. And on top of that, the biggest one, I think, is the YouTube videos, which I'm kind of disappointed in myself in some of the content I've been releasing lately. So, for instance, I think there's two kinds of videos that I've been making-ish that I feel like, even though a lot of you guys enjoy a lot of them, I still feel like they've got a lot of problems with them. For instance, the Chawi video. The Chawi video, for the most part, I'll say, I really liked how it turned out as a video. I did some cool editing things that I had never really tried before, tried to do new effects that I had never used before, and I really enjoyed how it turned out. There were a lot of you guys and a few other content creators that you know, tweeted at me and said, this was really cool, a cool video. But at the same time, there were a lot of people that really didn't like the video, and I can completely understand why. Namely, the research I did a fair amount of research, but there was a lot of stuff that wasn't included in that video that probably should have been included, and the story should have been like written differently. So for instance, I think I definitely made AHQ management out into this horrible evil force. Same deal with Westdoor. I did not mean to make Westdoor a villain, as if I kind of made him a villain in talking about how he's like a terrible, not to say that now, but I sort of made it sound like he's a terrible player that's just stealing Chawi's spot because he's from Taiwan and Chawi is from Singapore, which some people might think that's true, but that's not entirely accurate. AHQ does play a lot better as a team when he's in the lineup, even if Chawi is a much more skilled player individually. And there are definitely merits to playing him in lineups. I didn't mean to make it sound like he's this horrible player that's only, you know, gotten some sort of bias based off of his longevity. I didn't mean to make it sound like it was nepotism or something that was keeping him in AHQ. The point of that story was to sort of talk about how Chawi is this really interesting pro player for two reasons. Number one, because he's played League of Legends for so long, because he is this guy that's been around since the days of Hotshot GG and Kobe 24 and Jad and all of these old League of Legends pros, where not only is he still playing today, but he's still playing at a high enough level that he can start for a team at Worlds. I mean, it's one thing if you're starting for a team. I mean, Dyrus played for a really long time. Dyrus played for like 5 or 6 years competitively, like 4 or 5 years on TSM. But for Dyrus, there were points in his career where people were like, okay, is Dyrus, I mean, is he good enough to be a starter? There were definitely lulls in his career where people were saying that maybe he's not the best top laner and should be replaced. But that doesn't really seem to have happened with Chawi. Pretty much for all of his career, he's been considered top tier, and the only instances where he hasn't gotten playtime was when weird forces outside of his control sort of came into play. Some of them were kind of in his control. Like, he did get banned for elo boosting. He got banned from competitive play for like 6 months for some elo boosting he did in like 2011. And there was also there was a period of time where he was with Taipei Assassins, where he signed with the team for a year expecting to be a starting mid laner, and then he never got to be the starter, so he kind of felt like he was tricked into playing for them. But I just thought it was like a really interesting story, and he is one of my favorite pro players in just how incredible he is being able to play for such a long time. And I thought it was a great story. I thought it was an interesting story, but I don't think that was entirely the story I told with that video. And I think a big reason for that is because I didn't spend long enough on it. I spent like 2 days making that video, I think, for like 20 hours, which I should have spent a lot more time. And overall, I think that's something that you can see in a lot of the videos I've been putting out recently. A lot of the videos I've been putting out recently have not had as much quality and research and time spent on them as I should have spent. And a lot of people are also not liking the videos because of it. I mean, I know a lot of people just think I'm complaining in every video about stuff, which I never wanted to be one of those YouTubers that just complains nonstop. And I've actively tried to be the opposite of that, but that's not coming off at all in my videos, apparently. So I'm really trying to reevaluate what kind of content I'm making and how I need to fix it to make it better, because it's not quite at the quality that I'd like it to be. And I think part of that is just because I don't have as much free time as I used to. Even when I used to have free time, I didn't spend enough time on videos, but you know what I mean. I think if I start spending more time on my videos, then I can probably make better ones, but I'm definitely having issues with that. And that sort of led me to come to a bit of a realization where I probably need to just stop trying to do everything full time. And I need to make decisions, and I'm really hesitant to do that because it's a scary thing. So the majority of my audience, the largest demographic that I have is between 18 and 24, and then the second largest demographic is between 24 and 35. So a lot of you guys should be able to relate to this. Pretty much everyone should. You know, when you go off to college, or when you're like preparing to go to college, and it's a really nerve-wracking experience. Firstly, it's nerve-wracking because you're thrown into something that you've never had to deal with before. Like, you know, your senior year of high school, you have to raise your hand and ask to go to the bathroom. And then suddenly you're being asked to make these major decisions about your life. But the thing that makes it such a scary thing is that with each decision that you make, your options narrow, right? So for instance, in high school, you can do a lot of different things, and you can do a lot of different things pretty much without sacrificing anything. You can play a sport while also playing the orchestra, while also have, you know, whatever clubs you want to be a part of, and still focus on your studies and study whatever it is that you want, and still have free time depending on how many things you do. You can still have free time to hang out with friends on weekends. But as you go to college, your options narrow. I know that I loved playing in orchestra. I loved playing cello in orchestra ever since elementary school, all the way up until I graduated high school. But then, you know, when I made the decision, I wasn't really good enough to be a professional cello player. But when I made the decision, like, okay, yeah, I'm not going to try and go be a performance artist like that, then I'm just, okay, like I'm probably, almost certainly never going to play in an orchestra again. And that's a scary thought. Even if I do think that that's not something I necessarily wanted to do as a career, it's still scary and kind of sad that it's gone from my life now. And that's sort of every decision you make. If you decide that you want to go to some computer science school and that's what you're going to do, you want to get a computer science degree or you want to get a business degree, then that means probably not going to be an artist. Even if you really like art and you wanted to do both and you kind of did both in high school, or like whatever different things that you're interested in, if you decide that you want to do this one thing, then those other things are probably going to disappear from your life, or at least disappear from the large, from the impact that they might have had in your life. And so it's a really scary thing when you make decisions at that point in your life, because your options narrow, and you essentially, when you make a decision to go for something, you're cutting out the other options. And that's really what I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling a nervousness because I don't know exactly what it is I want to do. Not only do I not know if I want to do like YouTube full time, or if I want to try and spend a lot of time streaming, but even just as a YouTuber, I don't know, do I want to make videos about esports? Do I want to make videos about game balance and game design? Do I want to make top 10 lists, or do I want to make gameplay videos, live gameplay videos? I haven't done a gameplay video in a really long time, it feels like. And a lot of people really like those videos. A lot of people really don't like those videos. And if I just try and do all of them at the same time, I don't think that's good. I don't think that's healthy. I don't think that's going to grow my YouTube channel. I don't think that's just going to make everyone slightly upset rather than making everyone incredibly happy. And so I have to start making decisions, and that's really scary. Streaming is something that I think I've always really loved doing, but I've been pretty bad at it. And I will always stream in some capacity, but I might just have to cut down on streaming and not do it as frequently as I would like. You know, maybe only do it 2 or 3 times a week rather than trying to do it every single day. Or maybe the opposite. Maybe I should be trying to do streaming every single day and get good at it, because YouTube is just so weirdly unstable with the demonetizing all the videos kind of thing. But like these are things that have been throwing, like these are things that have been swirling around my head every single day, it feels like. And I can't really, I'm just bad about making a decision on them. I need to go ahead and man up and make some decisions here, because if I keep on trying to do everything at once, then I'm just going to have less and less time to work on videos, and less time to work on streams, and less time to grind League myself, and less time to make all these different videos. And all of it is going to suffer because of it. And if you guys have been noticing a drop in quality in our YouTube videos, and if you've been noticing me getting irritable and bad at streaming and stuff, I think that's really why. I don't want to use this as an excuse or anything, but I'm just sort of trying to explain like reasons. It's really difficult to it's difficult to differentiate and draw the line between what's an excuse and what's a reason, but I'm trying to acknowledge the faults that I have and really work on improving myself as a content creator, because as much as I've been enjoying some of the ideas for videos and some of the ideas for the direction I'd like the YouTube channel to go, I'm not entirely confident if I'm going in the right direction with trying to do everything. And I really think I can be better than what I am at the moment. So that's what I've been focusing on lately. And if you guys have been noticing a drop in quality and all that jazz, then that's probably why. I appreciate all you guys who are still watching the videos, and thank you very much to everyone who has been supporting the channel a lot, because a lot of you guys are sending me really nice messages that you're liking a lot of the videos we've been putting out recently. A lot of you guys are saying I'm complaining way too much when it comes to talking about game design and game balance and stuff, and I still don't really understand that. Maybe I should go rewatch some of the stuff I've been releasing lately, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this little update video. Thanks if you made it all the way to the end of this video. If you're listening to me now, I appreciate that a lot. I never, ever thought that my life would be in a position where anyone would care at all what I think and you know, what's going on with me on a personal level, rather than just, you know, whatever it is I put out, even before YouTube or after I started YouTube. But anyway, yeah, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate all the support, and I will try and make some decisions soon, and hopefully make better videos, have better streams, just be better overall at everything I do. Got to get better at League. Oh my God, I'm sick of being D5 again. I can't believe I'm D5 again. How am I D5 again? I got to get out of there today. Hopefully today. At least D4. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Good luck in solo queue, and have a wonderful day.